Okay, so I wanted to do another video today. This one is going to be on the live Crystal Swirls made on colorism and how some people were offended by it. Personally, for me, I don't feel she said anything really offensive. Um, I only watched 2 hours of it. It was 3.5 hours. I kind of put it 1 hour every day I was gonna watch, but then she took the video down, so I didn't see the end of it. But basically, in that video, I feel like this lady was just basically trying to share her personal experience with not being someone who is very light skinned and not being someone who is very dark skinned, basically, and how her perspective is, and how she loves her own complexion as it is. She doesn't want to be darker, she doesn't want to be lighter, she just loves who she is. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, like, if someone dark skinned said they didn't want to be any lighter skinned, we wouldn't say that's hateful towards anyone. So to me, I don't see anything wrong with what she said there. I do think that she focused a lot on black men in that video, and I feel like she probably, like, when she talks about colorism, it's always about black men. And I mean, as a person who watches her shows sometimes in her videos, it seems almost like, well, if they're not your target and that's not what you're interested in, then why did you even talk about them? Like, I don't get that. And the fact that she talks about being preferred by black men, to me, makes me think, okay, so then you want to be preferred by black men, so do you want black men? And I know she said in the past that that bothers her, that she's preferred by them too, because she doesn't want them. So, I mean, like, talking about the whole thing of colorism and saying that just because she has a bigger bottom and she's on the lighter end of things, that it made her feel more comfortable with being overweight. I think she's just trying to share her experience there and why she lacks motivation, basically. But from my perspective, it still doesn't make sense considering she claims to only interracially date, you know. But yeah, I don't really see anything against what she said there. And one thing I think people might have found a little bit more offensive was the fact that she was saying that, some brown skinned women wish they were darker skinned, and she was thinking that, or saying that, brown skinned women should be happy with what they have and they don't need to be any darker than what they are. But I think that came from a place of self love, not a place to attack dark skinned women. So, I don't really see anything wrong with anything she said in her video. The only thing that I may have had a difference of opinion is where I guess, she didn't really, like, she kept trying to call people who were obviously dark skinned brown skinned. And I mean, I think the motive for that was for a certain reason. Maybe because she was told that she was light skinned all her life, and so she wants to basically fit in as light skinned. And I just see that as, people are raised differently than others. I mean, how I was raised, I was always taught that everybody who was light brown was brown skinned, and anyone per se darker than that was dark skinned. So people like Gabrielle Union would be dark skinned, Brandy, Kelly Rowland, Lonnie Love, like she named. My mother specifically is the same color as Brandy, and she always said she was dark-skinned. So, there's that, you know. Maybe I can relate more with Crystal Swirls because, you know, we have the same complexion, but I kind of just don't find it at all offensive. And it's not that I'm being biased here, because I've seen people my color be colorist against dark-skinned people often, but in this case I don't feel that's what it was. Also, one other thing I thought was a little weird was in placement, where she was claiming that